Hi everyone, welcome back to AFTV News Daily. You alright? Oh my god.
Who hid my paper?
What is that?
I don't know. Hold on. Someone's hid my paper in the studio. They think they're funny. Yo, don't do that. This is
So what, have you just picked up a random manual?
Well, yeah, because this is the Kallax IKEA shelves that are now in the set for the watch along. Anyway, we're live. Hello everyone. How are you?
We were late for that. How are we?
How are we? How are you?
Yeah, very good.
We've had a good day.
Do you know how the producers behind the scenes always say,
Don't bang tables.
don't, well also, never mind, it's all good.
How are you? We've had a good day.
Yeah, good. You okay?
Yeah, no, I'm very happy
Yeah,
today.
working on some good stuff.
Yeah,
we've
got
been
some-
working some cool stuff.
Yeah,
we look forward to.
showing you.
Yeah, hopefully it'll come out in a couple of days. New podcast, all
Hey,
that.
whoa.
What?
Tomorrow, hopefully.
Hopefully
Don't say a
tomorrow.
couple of days.
Well, I don't want to overpromise.
There's some exciting stuff coming your way, people. Hello, hope everyone is well. It is Tuesday today. It's Tuesday. We've got some news. I'm sure you've seen the thumbnail. We're not going to start with this, but we are back in the Ramsdale talks. So
Why don't we start with it?
yeah, actually, let's start with it because I don't want to end with it because I want to leave today in a nice, happy, positive mood. Some people may disagree with me and think Ramsdale talks back on is positive and happy and something good for the club. For me, I'm kind of over it, and especially when the price is still extremely high. You know.
So what do we know? What the news is that Arsenal have reopened talks with him. They're back at the table with Sheffield United, who have apparently changed their position. They were holding out for a fee closer to 30 million or so. Arsenal said they weren't going to do it after months of negotiation.
How much did they put? They said 23. I think 0.5 was the highest they'd go. I believe that's what it was.
Okay. I haven't seen that,
more
but
than
they've definitely lowered their demands. So it's quite interesting because clearly Ramsdale is Arsenal's number one choice. That is who Arteta wants.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, there's no negotiating that. That is absolutely Arteta and Arsenal's man. They want Aaron Ramsdale. My kind of thoughts on it, because I've actually weirdly not been on any of the shows where we've talked about.
Have you not?
I don't think I've been on any of the Ramsdale shows.
Guess what?
Yeah.
I've been on all of them. Ramsdale goes, right, Cecil's on. Arsenal go, this is the time to push this story. I've been on all of them. So, yeah, you give your thoughts then, James, because, boy, they've probably heard enough from me on Ramsdale.
Listen, I don't ever want to shoot down, the hopes of a new signing before they've even joined. I've seen people getting on Ben White's back after one game. People are on him, and already people are saying they don't want Aaron Ramsdale. Everyone's completely entitled to that opinion. I get it. Like, these aren't unknown quantities. Like, we've seen Aaron Ramsdale the last 2 years in the Premier League, so people are going to have a very considered and fair opinion of him as a new signing.
Yeah.
First and foremost, if he does join, I 100% back him. I wish him all the best, and I hope he has a really long, successful time with the club. Yeah. He will absolutely have my undivided support. When he makes a save, I'll be cheering. When he makes a mistake, I'll be wishing him on and all that. Wishing him the best, and I will support him like any other player.
Yeah, fair.
I want to get that out there. I don't want him to know that if he joins, and it looks like he probably is, he's incredibly welcome, and I would like to think the whole fan base feels that way. What I would say though is,
but
he's gonna just have to accept that the state in which Arsenal are in and the transfer window we've had, Arsenal fans are more than ever, and rightly so, by the way, really scrutinising every move the club makes in the window.
And you said rightly so there, didn't you, as well?
Rightly so.
100%.
Yeah. So Ben White's a good example. Do we all like Ben White? Has he got really high potential, as he talks about really highly by kind of all the pundits and Gareth Southgate? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But could 50 million have been spent more smartly? Yes. So they're just going to have to accept a lot of these new signings and players come in that's kind of the way Arsenal are looking at things. We went into a summer probably more clearly than ever knowing what we needed. A right back, upgrades in midfield, and a backup goalkeeper. And we've addressed kind of none of them.
Yeah, I'll add a striker in there as well. But that was kind of my personal want. But
fine.
But yeah, again, we've addressed none of them.
Well, and also the options for addressing them, for example, Ramsdale for what will be 20 million plus, that is money that a lot of people will be thinking, well, what happened to Matt Ryan? What happened to perhaps other cheaper options? And then that money could have gone towards an investment in midfield. So there's lots of kind of moving parts to this. They're just going to have to bide their time and be patient, because Arsenal, and by they I mean kind of any new signing that comes in, unless it is that kind of Lautaro Martinez or someone who, like a James Maddison, who obviously Martin Odegaard only had 6 months. He's got to come in and just understand that, he's got to be patient. The fans, we all really liked him. I think a lot of us are happy that he looks like he's coming back. But we wanted that big star, the Bruno Fernandes, number 10, to come in. And Odegaard isn't that. He might be one day, but he isn't that right now. So he's going to have to be patient. So I really hope kind of they come in with a kind of clear understanding of where the fans are with these kind of things. Don't take it too personally.
Yeah, and on top of that, we don't know if Ramsdale's going to come in and be... I don't expect he's going to be number one. Obviously, we have Leno, so he's going to kind of come in as the number 2. I believe he'll be coming to fight for the number 1 position, but Leno's clearly going to be our first choice, even though, in my opinion, he hasn't started amazingly well. But Leno will probably be the main starter. So Ramsdale's going to have to understand that. That's why I also think the price tag for Ramsdale is absolutely ridiculous for a backup goalkeeper. And we spoke about Ben White, and the money could have been used elsewhere. I think should have been priority. That could be the same with Ramsdale. Like, yes, we need a backup goalie, but paying 30 million...
It's a lot of money for a backup goalkeeper.
A lot of money.
I'd respect it more if they said he's coming in to be number 1, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I hear that. That makes more sense.
For number 2 or backup is crazy. Now, it's worth noting that Sheffield United fans, have said that he had a really good end to last season. After a poor start, he did find some really good form. So maybe we're all being a bit ignorant as to how actually good a player he could potentially be. But I understand that when you've got sort of Arteta obsessing with playing out the back, and you get all these reports about Arteta really wanting a specific type of goalkeeper, Ramsdale doesn't automatically fit that in my head. I don't remember Ramsdale being a superb distributor.
Agreed.
Maybe I'm wrong.
No, and we have to give both sides of the coin. So you have to give, like you said there, the Sheffield United fans say he's a great goalkeeper, and towards the end of the season he done well. But I'm also going to do obviously the other side that kind of aligns with my point. I have a graphic to pop up for you guys right now of Ramsdale from just some stats.
I got some stats. Okay.
Just a few stats of Ramsdale's career through the years. So we have Ramsdale career at 23 should come up on your screen now. In the 17-18 season, Chesterfield finished bottom of League 2 and were relegated. The 18-19 season, Wimbledon finished 20th in League 1, survived relegation by 1 place.
That is a stunning graphic.
Is it just popped up? No, listen, apologies, it's not fancy in the way we normally usually do them. No AFTV logo. The 1920 season, Bournemouth finished 18th in the Premier League and relegated. And then on top of that, obviously last season, the 2021 season, Sheffield United finished 20th in the Premier and were relegated. Now, there is an argument to this. Obviously, we can say that that's not all down to him. It's not all his fault, but that record or CV of a career is I'm not going to say worrying, but it's something we got to pay attention to. So
listen, they're not good stats. They're not kind of stats you want, kind of by your When if we sign Ramsdale, I'll do a Transfer Daily Extra about it, and we'll do a welcome to Arsenal, and we'll try and sort of really break down what it is we're getting in Aaron Ramsdale, and those stats, will have to be read out. They don't sound good.
Exactly. Well, there you go. But
is that on him? No team has ever been relegated because of their goalkeeper. The goalkeeper might not help.
Agreed. And I don't want to. If he does come, I don't want to be like you said at the beginning of this show. I don't want to be the guy that's like, we're trying to poo-poo him away before he arrives. So if he comes, we're going to welcome him with both. Sorry, we're going to welcome him with open arms. But again, we just got to make you guys aware of.
But it's not even about that. It's not even about I'm not. Because I see, I've got the comment section coming up here because I wanted to take questions, but I've been seeing some people saying I'm being a bit naive or a bit or talking rubbish. But my point is, guys, I think people are too binary with their opinions before they know enough. So basically what I'm trying to say, and I probably am saying it in a lot of words in a very roundabout way, is, I've not seen enough of Ramsdale. The price seems high, but he could be a good he could be a very good goalkeeper. doesn't sound like. If I had to choose right now whether to do the deal or not, I probably wouldn't. It doesn't feel right to me.
That's fair.
But I can't, like, I think sometimes people profess to be kind of experts. I have too strong an opinion about. I'll give you a really good example. I can't remember what, I think it was Arseblog who did a really good interview with a Sheffield United fan who said he was asked about his distribution. I think that's where I heard it. And he said, well, look, his distribution's never been anything we've noticed. But then, you know, Chris Wilder, right, left Sheffield United, he probably wasn't asked to go, you know, play out the back and play short that often. And that's a really good point. So, like, what evidence do we really have that he does or doesn't suit that position, you know, that kind of role?
Agreed. I hear what you're saying.
Well, not necessarily. Some people might have watched lots of Ramsdale, lots of Sheffield United.
have a deep
I will turn
knowledge.
around to you right now and go, James, I watched enough. His distribution's not good enough. Cool.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But
But I don't know that for myself. That's all I'm saying.
From what you've seen, though, you said just earlier, you said from what I've seen, his distribution isn't. You don't know if it's one of his key parts of his game, and that's what we need from a goalkeeper right now. We're leaking a lot of goals from playing out the back and starting with the goalkeeper. Let's be honest let's be real. And I'm going to move on and talk about the under-23s soon and that game. And I saw a lot of mistakes that they made. Same with as the first team makes. So I think that role as a keeper, ball-playing keeper, is key. And I don't know Ramsdale to be the best at that. So I don't know how £30 million is justified, in my personal opinion.
Look, he's coming in to compete for number one. If he comes in, if we do get it done, I wouldn't be surprised if he's the number one by the end of the season. Because, as we said, that's a lot of money going on a player that is there as a backup. We don't have European football. So it's an interesting one.
Right.
We've got a super chat from Tev, who says, 20 million for a young English goalkeeper is class, which is, it's nice to just see like a positive take on it, and I do understand how the fan base are feeling in general.
Chisel your nizzle sent a super chat saying 30 million for a backup keeper. This club is finished.
But yeah, I got here. Where's the other? What
was that response? Okay.
Well, people aren't happy, is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to look at it from a different perspective. I'm not trying to say I'm happy. I'm not happy. Like I'm not happy with it, but I'm trying to look at the other side of things. Why maybe we could be excited about this.
Fair. So I just said Cecil is Ramsdale a danger man?
I've got here
He's not a danger man.
A comment from ALV says, I blame James for the mess Arsenal are in right now. James out, Cecil in.
No,
yeah,
to be fair,
I had a massive part to play in Arsenal the last couple of years.
That ALV's comment quite a bit already in this chat. He said Cecil's a walking, talking meme, which is not what I'm going for.
Cecil and Bojan says, Cecil and James, how many Ramsdale games did you watch, honestly? That's exactly what I'm admitting.
No, not a lot.
That's exactly what I'm admitting to, mate. That's exactly what I'm admitting to. Niraj says, if Arsenal want to back up homegrown goalkeeper, why not Darlow? Yeah, good shout. Hamza says, Coutinho, Falaka, Trippier for Aouar, top four. Coutinho, Falaka, Trippier and Aouar, top four. Yeah, maybe. Simon says, anyone could, he's put that in stars, could be good, James, but probably states Ramsdale will come in and not immediately improve our defence. We're signing players for some invisible future project that may not even succeed. Mad. I think he's summed that up really, I think he summed that well. Like, there might be positive ways you can look at it, but ultimately it seems a bit mad for the money we're spending.
Do you know what, as well? People that comment earlier that said, how many games have you watched of him? That is very true. We haven't watched loads. I watched him a lot last season, just on the highlights and whatnot of Sheffield United's performances. And the thing that worries me is you're paying 30 million for a goalkeeper, or you're wanting to pay 30 million for a goalkeeper, and Sheffield United's style was nothing like Arsenal's. So you're going to have to have time for him to bed in, change his style of play, release the ball quick, be good at it with his feet. That's a lot to ask for a keeper that, for what I know, is not his speciality is playing out from the back. So for me, it's a risk. I think to be fair, most of the signings we've made this window are a risk. When I asked you before, does any of this window make sense? To this day, no. I can't make it make sense. Please, there's not one signing we've made I'm like, nailed it.
Hard to disagree with that, mate. Jonathan with Super Chat says, Che just played a friendly for fitness before Arsenal. Oh, Chelsea. Oh, yeah, I think they did play a friendly, yeah. And then Fizz with Super Chat says, Arsenal should break the bank and spend 50 million on Martinez from Villa. He's brilliant. That said, no good team would sell. So I think he means a player of that quality.
Did you know this?
What?
Do you know what? I've been doing a show with obviously we do the show regularly. Someone commented saying, Cecil, it says, "Come on, you Spurs," underneath on the bottom of your mug. Someone commented that before, but I never checked in the last show because I thought it was a troll.
Oh, do you know what? Yeah, no, it does. Yeah, I know. Robbie, I think accidentally. I think I saw it the other day.
Oh, you're right. What?
I know.
All right, look, that needs to go anyway.
Do you know what? I blame one of the Spurs fans who's come in and done Don Robbie stuff or whatever.
Terrible.
Anyway,
man.
we can throw that mug away.
That's going in.
Yeah, it's people aren't happy. Do you know what's funny? We've been doing this for how long have we been in? Nearly a year.
Yeah, almost coming up to a year.
Coming up to a year.
Well, October.
So we're still like babies in all that. I feel like a baby.
I am. We are.
There's people who've done this for years and years and done great content over the years. And one thing I've kind of noticed is the form of the team kind of reflects in like the comment sections of these live streams, and rightly so, because we're talking to Arsenal fans. I'm going to be very happy right now when talking about Arsenal.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that the kind of overwhelming response is sheer negativity towards this, almost to a point where like they don't want to hear anything good, like any potential. So I could say to you, for example, well, maybe the fact that we're spending that much on Ramsdale shows that the Cronkies have been willing to give money this window.
Uproar. People will still be like, no, this is no.
But there's a good argument.
It is a good
argument.
argument.
Doesn't mean I want them to stay. Or you could argue if they're willing to spend that much on a backup goalkeeper, they must have money to spend on a really quality number 10 or another. Do you know what I mean? Like that. But anyway, people aren't in the mood for positives.
No, they're not.
Well,
not even that. We said that about Ben White, though, James. We said about the 50 million on Ben White. I was like, I remember Lee saying, well, that means they've got money. It's not our money that they spend. That means they've got money to make more signings. But yet, we're still yet to see those signings come through the door. Ben White, yeah, 50 million is a lot of money, but it's still not a big signing for me. 70 million, that for me is the price of a big signing. 70 to 100 million, especially in this window. And we've seen our rival clubs spend that sort of money. Excuse me. We're going to move on quickly.
Yeah. Oh God, it's divisive. I was going to say it's divisive. It's not. Everyone's on one side, just I'm on the other side of the Ramsdale argument. Well, no, I'm not on the other side, but...
Oh, I was going to say...
No, but I'm just trying to like...
Find a positive... No, I'm normally with you with that, James. I really am, but the state we're in, and it sounds awful, it's been one game, and for me to say that isn't good, because like I said, the state we're in after one game, I shouldn't really be saying that, but it's the truth right now. And I want to go on to more positive news by speaking about the youngsters, but again, this is...
They lost 6-1,
similarly, this is pretty negative. Yeah. So yesterday, if you guys saw or heard, myself and Ty is a regular of these games, by the way, so let me not take credit for that. Ty goes to the under-23s matches regularly, the women's games regularly for Arsenal. So for me, it was a fairly new experience. I have watched Arsenal in the Youth Cup before being here at AFTV, but this was a fairly new experience for me going to see under-23s, and it was at the Olympic Stadium as well, which was really nice as well. The ticket was only £5, so we went and watched the under-23s versus West Ham. Now,
Paul,
do you know what? I'm going to give a little bit of credit here. It's their first game of the season. I'm not going to find... this is not excuses, not excuses.
You thought I was positive.
No, it's not. Here we go. No. West Ham had 3 first-team players in the game yesterday. So we saw Yarmolenko, we saw Lanzini, and we saw Masuaku. Thank you very much. I didn't want to chop up his name there. Thank you for saving me. Masuaku. So they had 3 first-team players. It's only 3, you can say, but they did heavily run the show. And also, Oko Flex, he scored a hat-trick. He was a baller. They had quite an experienced team as well. They were playing under 23s basically, so that age range. We were playing youth team players, if I say so myself. Ben Kochel was in there. Omari Hutchinson, very young. I think he's 16, 17. Aziz was in there actually. He played. I know he's a bit older, but he played. And yeah, it wasn't great. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to have to be honest. I saw a lot of similarities between Arsenal 23s to the Arsenal first team. I'm going to speak about this. When you're at a club, the rule is basically the first team you have to mimic what the first team do. This happens at many clubs. I don't know if it still happens.
Is
at
that
Arsenal.
right? Really?
100%. It goes through most teams. So if the first team are playing this formation, we have to play that formation. So basically, when a player gets called up, they understand the philosophy of what the first team manager wants. It actually ruins a lot of youth teams. Actually.
Well, I was going to say, because what if the
if your
Well,
strengths,
the academy managers
it's
like this isn't
how they
how I want to play the game.
what they sometimes have to.
I don't have the players for it.
Sometimes they have to lump it. If I'm honest, they have to just get on with it. And especially at under 23
that's
level,
interesting.
especially at under 23 level, a lot of those players are looking to go straight into the first team, so they have to mimic what the first team do. So I could clearly see that in yesterday's game. They were trying to play out the back, which happened many a times. 2 goals got conceded in 5 minutes from trying to play out from the back. Really silly mistakes. The goalkeeper passed to one of the West Ham players. And I was just sat there with
Who's
Ty.
in goal for us? Do you remember?
Great question.
So I just wonder if it was one of Hine or Okonkwo was playing.
It wasn't Okonkwo, it wasn't
I guess
Hine.
Okonkwo is obviously now a first team officially, but
Yeah, so it wasn't Okonkwo, it wasn't
Runnison?
Hine. No, it wasn't Runnison either. It was no,
that's all right. No stress.
it wasn't any of those. But yeah, so they were trying to play out the back, got caught quite a lot of mistakes. We had a lot of possession. We had a lot of the possession. That sounds familiar, but we lost 6-1. It was a bad affair, I must say. It was so bad that me and Ty left a little bit early, only 5 minutes towards the end. But we scored in that time that we left. I think Aziz scored. So it was 6-1. That's what it was. There's not really much else to say. It wasn't the best experience for me.
Time, man.
Yeah, Ty wasn't happy. Ty was like, I've had enough.
Listen, I'm a massive Arsenal fan, but I've got no problem admitting to people that, you know, I don't follow the academy super closely.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tune into the odd stream when there is one, and I'll see their results. But you know, it doesn't hit like the first team. But Ty, that man, he feels everything. Everything. Honestly, he was like you can't question that man's commitment to Arsenal.
No, like, and
honestly,
if you guys, it's probably gone now. But if you watch the story of yesterday, like, he was arguing. Of course he was, but he was arguing with just fans, like, and other fans of other clubs as well. It was
because he'll defend Arsenal.
He'll defend to the end, right to the end. And I'm sure many people saw the overlap at him.
I think that's partly why he kind of earned and earns people's respect. Not only is he the nicest guy in the world, and also he's very funny, but it's also that he's like, you've got to respect. You're like, do you know what? Fair. You are committed.
Fair.
Like, this ain't. There's no kind of. There's no clout chasing. There's nothing.
It's 100% him. It's all him. There's nothing.
But did he enjoy any of it? Or was he just in a bad mood because they lost? Or
no, I think
I want to go to a game with.
Yeah, I think he was very appreciative that I took him, and he was appreciative that we were there together, because normally he goes by himself. Right. So I think he just was enjoying the day, and we got to sit with someone quite close to Arsenal as well. I think he enjoyed that and catching up with him, because he has familiar, like, he's known.
Yeah.
He's known, like, even by like some of the players' families or people or agents or coaches or whatnot. They recognise Ty and they catch up with him, and he loves that. So
everyone knows Ty, man.
But unfortunately, yeah, it wasn't to be, and it kind of just came. It just sugarcoated the week of just like Arsenal.
Were there any players in the I don't know, we lost 6-1. All right.
Amari Hutchinson.
Amari Hutchinson
was in spells, was
really
class, and Ben Cottrell. But these are
the one Hutchinson. So kind of Aziz and Hutchinson are the two I've been most excited about.
I'm going to be honest. Aziz didn't have a great game.
Okay.
But
that's good to know.
That's how it is.
That is good to know.
Yeah, he was out of position a lot. He looked a bit lost, but that's just me.
I remember when he had kind of 10-15 minutes in the Europa League. He did some really nice stuff. You could tell the potential's there. He'll be great one day, but. You know, people were like, just throw him in.
People
get Jacker out, throw him in. It's like,
it's not that simple.
It's just listen. I'm all for
it's not that simple.
Making changes in that midfield, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Well, I said this. I think I said this after the game with Ty. I said it was a lovely experience to watch them, but they're not ready to make the jump to first team yet. The whole team.
Really, there's 100%. No one there you thought, he's a class above.
No.
Okay, so did Yarmolenko, Lanzini, and Masuaku look a level above?
Yeah, bro.
Did they?
But they're men. No. Not that they're men.
They're a level above our first team right now.
Right, exactly. And the physicality of it all, like I said, it looks like we played. I think we played most of the youth team. Really, they were physically way stronger than all of us. Oh, Rekic played at the back as well.
How did he do?
He seemed alright. He seemed quite more physically developed as well. He seemed like he could handle a lot of
I think Turkish is quite excited about him. Whenever we're talking about centre back options, he's always like. He always throws Rekic in there.
Yeah.
And I know he came with a good reputation from Schalke, I think.
It's someone definitely to be aware of if he makes a step up. But
interesting.
Yeah, Amari Hutchinson's definitely one for the future, so look out for him. I know there's been a lot of hype around him. Oh.
Who does he remind you of in the first team?
There's no one really.
There's no one. What's he like?
He's a flary player. He's got
Very
skill,
flary,
drives with the ball, very small, but has the confidence to just get on it and drive.
When I look at kind of his player profile, where he's played like right wing, and left back.
Yeah.
And that, I'm like, well, that's what Bukayo Saka, that's quite literally the steps Saka went through.
I think Saka has more maturity though in his game, but I think Saka has pretty, for his age, one of the most mature players at his age.
We need like a proper flair winger, So I know Pepe's got has got elements of it, but that kind of guy who's going to drop the shoulder 3 times,
say Maximan.
Right,
that sort of player.
Yeah, he's just going to cause you havoc.
I'd love it. Yeah.
But they're such a dying breed, like Riyad Mahrez and Maximan.
You can't even say Sterling anymore because Sterling does. He's adapted.
Sterling kind of has it,
but he's adapted more to Pep's style of just push it past, run, go down or
kind
shoot
of
across.
Space
it's not the flair that you're talking about. Mahrez, the Saint Maximan's, Zaha.
Yeah, Zaha was very much that kind
slowly
of player.
Losing it. But yeah.
No, but that's
a good conversation. I enjoyed
that. Good to know about. That's exactly the kind of things.
Yeah, it's just a shame. It's just a shame about the scoreline because obviously this week's just been torture for us. Like I switched off my phone for most of the week. Sorry, super chats have been flying in. Have you? Oh, you've got the same one.
Yeah, I've got them here. I'll take a couple. AT Football says, this is a quote from our owners. We're on the same point as Man City. Be excited. It's obviously not a real quote. He says, big up for the content, James Cecil. Just cracked my first smile since Friday. Well, that's really sweet. I'm glad we can at least do that.
That's really nice. Thank you.
Robbie yesterday on the news show, after we did all our ranting and rave about Aubameyang and Lacazette and Arteta and the game and everything, said, right, from tomorrow, I'm positive. I'm like, fair enough.
What, Robbie said that?
Yeah, he said, from tomorrow, I'm going to be positive about the rest of the world. I said, fair enough.
Why, though? Why would he, like...
Who wants to live life always...
They're gonna get on me. They're gonna. How can you be positive?
You
can't be. That's the thing.
No, I get that.
Like I'm extremely positive. I always walk around with a smile, and we enjoy. I try and make it as happy as possible. We try and be smiling and happy, but we have to be real at the state of the club's in right now. Like we lost our first opening game against Brentford. We lost 6-1 with the under-23s. We have Chelsea this week. You got to be real, and it is what it is. Got some more.
AKA with super chat says Edu. CEO and transfer negotiators are terrible. Well, that quite literally is Edu, Arteta, and the CEO is Vinay Venkateshan.
What about Richard Garlick as well?
Well, of course, yeah.
Come on, G. He's in there as well. People always miss that as well. In the overlap as well. Pippa, when she was speaking about, obviously did Edu a lot about doing the transfers, but it is Richard as well. Like he was employed to literally deal with the negotiations, and I feel like he's failed at every hurdle, but
Got a comment here from Chris says, James just said his name and Cecil still butchered it. I think it's what Masuak.
Did I still say it? What, did I still say it wrong? I said Masuak,
I think you were fine.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
AFC Max with a super chat says, James, also you have taken over from Harvey when it comes to stats. Thank you. I don't know if Harvey used to do a couple of stats on next year, and Harvey will be back with load of new shows. I can't stress how much stuff we got coming for this year, I feel like we've got more to be excited about here than Arsenal.
I'm gonna be honest.
We're genuinely providing more new shows than our signings, but
yeah, and like for me personally, I get a better feeling like when we came into the watch long on the new set, I couldn't be more excited to just
that was fun
to start the show, and then obviously
Brentford. Fizz with the comment says, given how Arsenal are at home for the Chelsea. Oh, sorry. Given how Arsenal is a home for the Chelsea pensioners, aren't you going to end up spending 30 million on Kepa? Listen, I can't promise Kepa wouldn't start. Nah, I'm kidding. Leno's better than Kepa, surely. Kepa was a Super Cup hero.
That's what. Don't get me wrong. Leno's a better keeper than Kepa, but I think Tuchel did a very good job of bringing him on in that for the penalties and trying to kind of changing his narrative. I actually really respected that from Tuchel. It was a big risk as well, and I know it's Chelsea and I don't like Chelsea, but big up Kepa as well because he won it for them really. So yeah, it's I wouldn't even mind, not for 30 million, but I wouldn't mind if Kepa was on the market for. No, I wouldn't. Yeah, so I tried to convince myself as well. I tried to convince myself.
Me. Getting a few more comments in. Let's see if I can find them.
We got
load here.
Shiraz BK says Emi Martinez, Saliba, Willock.
Yeah, I think just
So
players
saying
that maybe have
that
been on
just-
their way since Arteta came in. Another from 6 million says, Cecil, be honest, bro. Yesterday Aziz looked like Tom Huddleston. A side note, Oko Flex is a former Arsenal youth team player.
He was a baller. That's the one that was number 11. He scored a hat trick for West Ham. He was unreal.
And he used to be in our...
I didn't know that, but thank you very much for. I should know that. Apologies, but thank you for letting me know that he was different class and someone I haven't heard too
Aziz
much about.
Like Tom Huddleston, bless him.
Aziz
He looked very good when playing for the first team.
He didn't.
so
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to
Do you know
remember.
what? It might have been an off day. It happens. But he wasn't great. I'm gonna be honest.
Prince says, can we expect a Ben White dance like the Partey one? I don't think so.
That's not.
And
No one is in the mood for that right now. No one is in the mood for that.
Rabadam says, Mbappe assert for Liverpool. Happy days, you'll never walk alone. I don't think that's
believe that's
happening,
gonna
but I might be wrong. And then AFC Max says, you missed one of my super chats, but I think we did get it. Paul here says, James Maddison and Andre Onana would be around the same amount of spending as Martin Odegaard and Aaron Ramsdale. Yeah. And if they were on the market, you'd think we should get Maddison and Onana over Ramsdale and Odegaard. But
Is
I don't want to say it is what it is. I mean, if they were available, I'd say you have to go get it done. But I'm not sure. Like this Onana thing's never felt as much a goer as maybe people felt it was. If that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on just to the Laka and Oba news. And I know you and Robbie did a show yesterday about Laka and Oba, but there's some things that developed today. Whether it could be speculation or not, I'm going to read it and tell you the publication that I got it from. I don't heavily believe it's all true, but James, you can take a listen as well and have a listen. So today it was said that a result of severe financial difficulties Barcelona currently find themselves in. They cannot afford to fulfil their manager's wishes. Braithwaite must first depart. West Ham have been the side most strongly linked with a move. But even if that does materialise, the Spanish giants will still only be able to afford a swap deal for a new acquisition. This is something that the Gunners are said to open to for both Aubameyang and Lacazette. Both men are 30 years old plus. They also have 2 years on and 1 year left on their contracts respectively. And now the players... the North London side want in return have been revealed by Sports Mole. Just quickly, I'm going to quickly break this down. Blah, blah, blah. Lacazette and Aubameyang potentially both to Barcelona for 3 other players. And I'll name the 3 players now that Arsenal
What's
maybe.
the source for this?
Oh no, it's the Sport Mole.
Okay.
And Sports Mole. This is why I said I don't strongly believe this is all true, but I'm going to read out.
I've ruled out I've heard a lot of rumours this summer. I thought, nah.
Yeah, to be fair, the Aubameyang being available to be up for sale came out by the Mail Online. I mentioned it, I think, in the watch along, and I was like, it's not a strong source, but now it's building and building and building. Whether it's still true or not, we'll really yet to find out. But let me carry on with this. So they suggest both men could be on their way to the new camp if Barca can shift Pjanic and Umtiti, as well as Braithwaite. Arsenal will only proceed with the deal on this basis if they are to receive a goalkeeper Neto, centre back Clemence Longley, and attacking midfielder Philippe Coutinho.
Okay.
I know we don't know how we don't.
3 again. Longley, Coutinho, and what was the first? Who was the first?
Neto, the goalkeeper. The validity.
What do you ask me if that's a deal I'd do?
Yeah. Is that a deal you guys would do?
We do have a super
Neto.
chat who
Go on.
Someone makes a good point. Salmon says Fabrizio Romano has already confirmed that Barcelona were never interested in Aubameyang. There's a lot of different sides to this. I think Sky also said that Barca were interested in Aubameyang, but then other sources said, well, this is the thing with the transfer window. There's a lot of yes and no's. Everyone is saying Odegaard's our number one, our priority for the number 10 position.
Yeah.
And the AFC Bell, who got the Partey stuff right before anyone else, it's them who are coming out and saying, we still really believe Maddison is first choice. So, there's a lot of back and forth. People said the Ramsdale deal was off. Yeah. Bell came in and said, we don't think it's off. We think they'll come back to the table. That's proven true. And then, I don't know, the AFC Bell is.
These reporters are like going back and forth to break the stories.
But I don't blame the reporters. I think it's that Arsenal are that much of a mess right now. that they're going, no, we're done. And then they mean it. And then a few days later they go,
no, we need it.
Nothing's happening. We've got to go back to the table. We've got to, actually we're back. Yeah, what do you want?
Oh,
you know?
Who knows what's going on at this club? Please,
on that Barcelona thing, I would be surprised if we do a lot of business with Barcelona. I don't think we'll receive any transfer fees off them. We might do some kind of swap, but I don't see it happening, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I think it is a bit.
There's too much that needs to get done. So Aubameyang needs to convince Barcelona to pay his whatever he's on. I actually don't want to say numbers because I've done that before and I don't like speculating on that. But he's on a high salary at Arsenal. You know, will Barcelona be willing to pay that? Same for Lacazette. You know, he's not on a cheap budget either. And then Arsenal wanting Coutinho, and then do they all want to go the other way? Does Coutinho want to come to Arsenal?
Yeah,
do they want to go to Barcelona? Probably, but I mean, there's a lot. Do other managers happy?
No European football.
Can they get it done in time? Like, is there place in the squad?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot.
A double and a triple
needs
swap.
to be.
Yeah, that's kind of unheard of, really. Like I said when I first read the publication, I don't 100% believe in it, but it obviously came out today, so it's something I feel like we had to read. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to happen either personally, but I wouldn't be angry. I don't think I'd be angry at it. I think we still need a striker. Obviously, Tammy's now at Roma. That got confirmed today. Were you any feelings towards it?
No. No.
Didn't want him at all from the. That was quite fast. No.
Well, people like to say I'm too positive and nice. No, I didn't want Abraham. I'll be really honest, because I didn't think he was what we needed, and I wasn't convinced that if you get Lacazette and Aubameyang back to the level we know they can be at, that he was necessarily a better player. He might be. In fact, what we've seen recently probably is. But I wasn't convinced, especially for the money. And another former Chelsea player, you know, getting players who have won titles in Champions Leagues and stuff at what's meant to be one of our rivals, but then they're not good enough for them, so they come to us. I want to get. I know Abraham's not quite that, but I still wanted to get away from that. And I think we'll do really well at Roma. And I think there's other targets we'd go for.
Do you think we need a striker?
Yes, if Aubameyang and Lacazette go.
Okay.
Actually, even if one of them goes, I think we do, really.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you move on and read the super chats. I'm then going to bring up a graphic after the super chat, so you start.
Okay. From Original says, any Maitland-Niles news? Have 3 right-backs and still playing a centre-back at right-back at the moment. Let Aubameyang go. Arteta will never play him down the middle anyway. He's wasted. Wasted on the left, I think. Yeah, he's not very drunk. So I think I'd rather a manager tried their best to. I'd rather a little bit more time trying to get the best out of Aubameyang than just getting rid of him. Because I think when Aubameyang was firing just 12 months ago, he was like unstoppable. But then, and also because I don't know if there's another target realistically.
Yeah, do you know what, James? I agree with you there, but I just feel like it's all well and good saying I want Arteta to try and stick with him and prevail and get the best out of Aubameyang. But I actually think there's something going on where there's something on his side as well that they're clashing. I think there's things we don't know.
Maybe, but the press are all saying, the press said late last night, they're all saying that COVID played a part. We don't know exactly who and what, but it had an impact in the hours before the Brentford game. That's slightly concerning.
I know. I just don't know what's real and what's not.
No, neither do I.
Clubs are so good at covering up stories and what's really going on behind closed doors. Even when we were sat with someone, like I said, me, Ty, someone close to the club yesterday, and even they kind of spun my brain as well, in the sense that the stories they were saying don't correlate with what's being told in the media. So no one really knows the truth. And I feel like, but for me, from what I see, again, it's my own opinion, I think there's more to it than just Aubameyang's unwell, which is what they're being told.
Well, my feeling's kind of that as well. But, I mean, again, we are being told different. It's important to know that some people in the press, Arteta, they said that they're unwell.
Yeah.
So, Elijah with the Super Chat says, yes, Cecil and James, the dynamic duo is back.
Jeez.
Crunching tactics and murdering names, respectively. Keep up the good work.
I'll take it.
That's my favourite comment in the world.
I'll take
Thank
it.
you.
ALV says, big up Cecil and James taking AFTV to the next level. Thank you, appreciate that as well.
that.
And just know, we keep saying at the beginning, there's more. Honestly,
ALV was having a go at me earlier. I can't remember what for.
yeah,
Thank
he
you.
was. But there's more to come, guys. Honestly, there's so much. We got so much coming your way. Yeah, I just be. Oh no, I'm not gonna say be excited. I'm not doing that. Sorry, but just
be excited.
No, I'm not gonna say that. Just look forward to what's coming. We are really working on a lot. You coming your way, a lot of content. Also, Sam Edwards says we could still get Aguero! ! He's injured at the moment, right?
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think we can. Fizz says Arsenal should sign Kylian and Mbappe. Yeah. What? Yeah. I mean, that would be great. I don't see it happening, like, ever. But that would be great.
That'd be amazing.
Simon with Super Chat says, no deal will change anything unless Arteta leaves. The under-23 team with totally different players lost emulating his tactics. Then again, Arteta leaving won't mean Edu goes, because he's a different word, but I want to say mess.
Do you know what? I've got a graphic to come up soon, but can I just ask you guys a question and just get your responses in the comments? Because
I've got a great comment here in a sec.
We discussed this in the office today, and I don't know which way it's going to go. Is it unfair to judge Arteta right now after one game? Is it unfair?
No. You
say no?
Not for me.
Okay, guys and people in the comments, because we're being told, some people are saying it's really unfair. It's only the first game. You can't make a decision to say get him out after the first game. Let me know your thoughts. Is that a different question?
I've made excuses for him, like no, I want to,
Here we go.
No, but I've made excuses for him, like.
Go on.
Even with Brentford, of course, whether it's of his own making or not having your two best goal scorers, that's a problem. Not having Thomas Partey, not having Gabriel, that's a problem. But that team is more than good enough to beat Brentford in terms of the players we had available. And several of the decisions he made, I believe, led to the result of the performance. The players are going off his train. He's been there nearly 2 years. And I think people... I was describing this to my mate the other day when he was asking me how I felt about Arteta and kind of my demands, like, for the coming games. Mm-hmm. My demands for Arteta for say the next 5 games, so it gets us to the first 6 of the season.
Yeah.
They're unrealistic in terms of what I want him to achieve, because he's gone so far the other way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, like, if this is like the medium, what he should achieve, he's fallen so below with 8th last season, the Villarreal defeat and the way we went out, the way we went out the Cups, the summer transfer window we've had, and now the start to this season, and not just the result but the performance against Brentford, that I'm almost like, you now need to do... You've done worse than the par, than medium.
Yeah,
so now you need to do better than par.
But he should go to par. You should go to par, I think. But you're asking, you want more than that.
Yeah. So what's fair? But it is unfair. It is unfair. But you've let me down too much the other way that I expect to be kind of overly surprised and wowed the other a little bit. Yeah,
which is unfair because
pull it back a little bit. Like,
it's not going to happen.
But you say that, but like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who I'm still unconvinced as a manager, although he's doing a very good job.
I'm with you.
He had really low moments and then pulled things out, like wins at the Etihad, wins in Paris.
Yeah.
The kind of results that you thought, oh wow, they really turned up for him. Maybe that's the player quality. So maybe it's not fair to expect that.
I think it's heavily in the player quality, but yeah, go on.
Okay, well, so for example, the next let's look at the next 4 games. Chelsea at home, City away, Norwich at home.
We're not counting the cup.
Burnley away.
Yeah, Burnley.
The cup, we just have to get through that. So I'm not gonna. Well, we will, probably won't. We might not.
I'm glad that
we might not.
Yeah,
but let's talk about the league, right? So what is fair? Forget what is fair to expect of Arteta.
6 points.
Right. So what? Chelsea at home. What are you saying?
A loss.
City away.
A loss.
Norwich at home.
3 points.
Burnley away.
3 points.
Yeah,
maybe a draw there, but maybe
so
4. But 4 or 6. Listen, fair is 6. That's not asking more. If you're thinking
my unrealistic demands
should be win-win.
My unrealistic demands are 10. Beat Chelsea,
right?
Because it's the home crowd. It's the first game at the Emirates of the season. Like, the quality's still there. Go and just do one of those jobs that teams do at home sometimes on the big boys. We're meant to be one of the big boys, but at the moment we haven't been. City, why is it never us that goes and gets that fluky draw at the Etihad? Make it happen. Do you know what I mean? There's always, Spurs last year got battered at the Etihad. Was it last year or the year before? No, it was the year before. Got battered at the Etihad and drew 2-2. Mm-hmm. Like, it was never us who kind of flukes a draw.
Yeah, you'd think Arteta.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, you'd think
and then beat Norwich and beat Burnley.
Yeah, you'd think Arteta would have it in his locker after working with Pep, how to kind of out-suss him. Really,
we've seen it once.
Yeah, once in the FA Cup. Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, like, that's kind of where I am. Like
10 points though.
No,
that's unfair.
Hold on. I don't want people to run away with this. I'm not sitting here saying I expect 10 points. That would be incredibly naive with where the team is right now. But I'm kind of saying, like, that's what Arteta needs to do to pull me back. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, to convince me that, like,
it wouldn't pull me
back.
Okay,
fair enough. Yeah, actually, this manager maybe does have something about him still.
It wouldn't pull me back. I'd still be questioning. But
we've got 10 points out of 12.
It'd be good, but I'm just.
I'm not saying you have to be Arteta in and be like, he's my guy. Okay. But you'd at least be like, I'm very impressed.
Yeah, something's changed, but. Hey, I think 6 points that's me being fair. When I asked about the question, do you think it's unfair to judge Arteta after the first game? A lot of people said no. Let me just get that in there right now.
We went off on a wild tangent.
Yeah, we did.
But I think it's just kind of like readdressing expectations and where people stand.
Yeah, Boogie Lad says not unfair. Maurice says no. People say no. Some people said yes though. There was some people.
So what are they
yes.
saying? Yes or no to what was the question again?
Is it unfair to judge Arteta on the first game?
Oh right.
As in, can you say Arteta out or you don't or I'm done at that first game after the first game? A lot of people said no. No, it's not. Yeah, a lot of people were kind of on what we're on, but some people did say yes, it is. But then someone said obviously it's been 2 seasons. It's not the first game, which again is harsh. That's a season and a half really, but. I'm kind of at the stage where I think it's fair to judge him on that first game.
Josh in the background just letting us know it's not hard.
Could we quickly just run through? There's a lot of secrets.
Yeah, let's just do it quickly. I did have this comment.
Go on.
Zach's asking who's the funniest in the AFTV team. That's a good question. Well, this is the kind of question that we could be answering on a podcast that we're launching some point this week. So yeah,
look out for that.
But that's a good one. That's
a good question.
To think about.
Yeah. You'll have the answer.
Arnab says, are the same guys that recruited Runnison and sold Martinez recruiting Ramsdale this time? That was a really damning way to kind of. Yep. I mean, that's a very good point.
That is a good point.
I believe it is.
Yeah, unless Rich Gart's been added to it, but there is. That is a good point.
Miena with the super chat says the problem is the team doesn't respect him enough. Arteta, I think there's definitely some truth in that. It's your boy says if Laka goes, get Odson Edouard in. That's the kind of guy I could see maybe coming in. If we are to get a striker.
Sorry, just quickly, there's a comment here from.
Sorry, Rudress. I'm so sorry. I just saw this.
Go on.
Oh no, never mind. Okay, no, never mind. No.
Oh, you cut me.
I cut you.
Never mind.
I cut you and I misread it. Never mind, carry on.
So I've got Reza Hamid says Ant and Deck 2.0. I'll take that.
Who's who?
Good question.
I think you're Deck.
Is he the small one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you find that's wrong.
Oh,
really?
Deck
Plus, they always sit Ant and Deck, which would make you Ant.
Oh, we're just being told that. All right, I'm Deck. Cool.
I'll take that.
Fair enough.
You're tall. You got the long head.
Oh yeah.
What?
He's got a big. No, let me not cuss him
He's the taller one.
Yeah, with a 5 head. But I like them.
We've got a comment here. There's no name. It's just an apostrophe.
There's no name.
It says, Sesson James, please tell me the difference between Xhaka and Hendo. I think it means Jordan Henderson. They're both pure passion players. Can Xhaka play that role for us too? Jordan Henderson is very different to Granit Xhaka.
What the fuck?
Okay. Cecil's not happy. Thanks for the comment. No, Henderson's miles a better player.
Sorry.
Much more dynamic.
Why did you read that one
Much
out?
better delivery into the box. There's a lot of. I think better in stress situations. I think better positional and kind of spatial awareness about him. I also don't think they're similar players. They just both play in the middle.
Yeah, I can't put them in the same conversation,
yeah.
in my opinion. That's just kind of it, really.
Yeah.
You want passion? I could play in the middle of Arsenal and show you passion, I'm going to be honest, but that doesn't get us what we need. But yeah, anyway.
Stardog says, I like Arteta, but he finished 8th twice. Come on, lads, let's get real. We're heading down the table at an alarming rate. How do we stop the rot?
Can we bring in...
Yeah.
Can we bring in...
You still got one more graphic?
Yeah, one more graphic.
Oh, wow.
Why not?
Let's do it then.
Can we pop up the
as
graphic?
pretty as the last one?
This one's a lot more prettier.
Okay.
Prettier, why must I say that? It came from AFTV, the graphics team, so it'll be nice. Can we just pop it up?
While it's coming out, just Daily Smith with Super Chat says, Emery is better than Arteta and always has been. Yeah, I think there's some truth to that.
Okay, so we got the fan survey here on who is the best Premier League manager. This is fan survey. The source was Sky Bet, so people voted, fans voted. So yeah, take a look, take it all in. How mad is it that Patrick Vieira is rated higher than Mikel Arteta?
And to be honest, because he's done things elsewhere, that's why.
Oh, that's very true.
That's why,
That's fair.
and fair enough.
Fair. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, would you give him the same? I know he has the experience.
Got to with where he's finished in the league the last couple of years. Yeah, look.
Sean Dyche.
I think Mikel Arteta will prove to be a better manager than a lot of these people, or some of these people.
In what league? This league?
Well, you didn't ask me that. But you can't. And me, who's defended him staunchly at times.
Yeah.
Even Bruno. I can't. Is it Lage?
Don't ask me, mate. I'll kill that name.
I don't know anything about him, but is that the new Wolves manager? I think must have come on some sort of merit. So I don't know. Yes, it's damning.
It is damning. Fair enough.
He's got a couple of weeks to get the signings in and get it right.
And get up that table. I mean, it's not a table we need.
That would have looked very different like a year ago, I think. Yeah, just won the FA Cup, just won the Community Shield.
Yeah, the start. Start potentially.
Started with a couple of wins. He'd be.
But now
much higher up.
This is today, and
it's interesting.
I think it's fair.
Benitez is a better manager than Solskjaer for me.
Dyche underneath Thomas Tuchel.
Otherwise, the rest.
I'd put Thomas
Tuchel over Dyche.
Not too far, but he definitely
for
goes
sure.
above him.
I think Moyes, who's done brilliantly at West Ham, I'd still put him below.
Who?
Actually, no.
No, he's done
below
well.
Benitez. Below Benitez for me. Yeah. Interesting.
We've
but
got...
Pep over Klopp. That's so interesting,
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah. Not by much though. I'm trying to think of when you say you got to think of kind of.
I
back
do
up the
more
point.
and more. When Guardiola first arrived and he spent a lot of money on this City team, I was one of the guys who said, "Listen, he's got to spend money to get the players he wants."
Okay, this is hard actually.
And in fairness, for the money he has spent, he is like so. If he's the manager and Man City the team that has spent the most in Premier League history, it's only right that they have also won the league with the most points in history. Do you know what I mean? That they've come close to trebles and quadruples.
Yeah.
So in fairness, for the money he's spending, he's yielding the kind of results you'd expect from that spend.
Right, but Klopp's,
the
argument for Klopp is he's spent less, and I think he's got more out of the players that he's got. And in the sense of when he signed Jota, I was like, what the hell? But that was such a great signing, which makes me now question. Yeah, even Mane, and he turned his players around. Yeah,
Wijnaldum,
right. So
this is
even Virgil van Dijk. These are players that. So now, okay.
City have won 3 titles under Guardiola.
Right.
Liverpool just the one, but you add to that a Champions League, and I bet he would trade in 2 Premier Leagues for a Champions League.
I think I prefer.
And he still got to the 98, 97 points, 99 points.
Yeah, he kept up with him.
So we're talking
season.
a point or two off what City did that made them centurions, the greatest side in history, arguably. So
that was a good question. It's a good argument. I actually think
I'm leaning towards Klopp.
I'm leaning towards Klopp as well, and that's.
But Guardiola's done it kind of in a lot of leagues. Well, then Klopp in Germany.
Yeah, and I prefer.
Let us know in the comment section.
I prefer watching City than watching Liverpool, but I guess that's the players that I wouldn't put that down to the manager. So I don't know.
Yeah. Let us know in the comment section who's a better manager, Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, or Mikel Arteta. Let us know.
Eden C says you wear the club shop, James. Oh, and Cecil, you wear the club shop. Yeah, I wear AFTV club shop.
I don't see any Arsenal merch on me right now.
I don't see any Arsenal merch on me either. Thank you very much.
But I do wear a lot of Arsenal shirts. But yeah, because I'm an Arsenal fan.
Right, we're slowly coming towards the end. I just need to just check.
Couple super chats.
Quite a few super chats.
Wrap up.
Yes, sir. This hour flew by. Jeez Louise.
It really did, actually.
Blimey.
A lot of filming today.
Oh my God. Sorry. Oh my God. Stop. Happy birthday, Thierry Henry. Yeah? Happy birthday. You are the king. Have a great day. I love you. That is all.
Happy birthday, Pierre-Emerick.
Anyway, so if we want to... No, actually, no, we shouldn't even do
Please
that.
get Daniel to buy the club.
Yeah, let me carry on. I hope you have just a fantastic time and today, and thank you for everything you've done at Arsenal and your service, and we hope you return with Daniel Eck and get us back to where we need to be. Just some deep words. It's your birthday. You are king. Big up, Henry.
Man, best
Super
player
chats.
we've ever had, man.
No, man, he deserves it. I've completely I was thinking we could have gone for an hour already, and I saw that. I was like, oh my God, we need to mention that. Right, we're gonna do some super chats before we wrap up because I think we missed two. So I've got one. I got one from I can never say this super chat's name, but Suresh. I'm gonna go with that. Arteta is trying to make kittens turn into lions. That won't happen. He doesn't know coaching. He knows training. There's a difference. We're gonna relegated. We're gonna relegated. I think means we're gonna get relegated. I'm gonna move on. Kittens to lions. That is quite funny.
And it's quite accurate.
It is very accurate, actually. Managers can do that though, but I don't know if Arteta is the man to do that. Yeah, we just spoke about it. Ethan says, why does Arteta fall out with so many players? There's a common denominator with all these players. Beefs, all the player beefs, and it spells doom for the locker room.
I'm getting very worried about potential aggravation in the Arsenal camp. I don't know anything, but it's just something that's kind of in the back of my mind.
Okay, so we've got...
is that my name?
That's a Ruzi. James, what are you smoking? What have you seen of Arteta to show you he's going to be better manager than the ones listed? I don't know if that...
He's won more trophies than most of them listed.
That was a good cut. That's all you kind of can leave on that.
Like if a load of them retired, like he you could argue he has a better. If they all retired, you could argue he has a better CV than most of them.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
but different clubs, different aspirations, different potential. No, like, I don't know. Managers go off the rails sometimes, and they pull it back together. I've seen some really good things from Arsenal, but I've seen a lot more bad things.
A load more bad things.
But I have seen some good things. Like winning the FA Cup isn't easy. People just go, "We won one FA Cup." Like, Pochettino, 6 years, couldn't get over the line with the FA Cup. I think since Guardiola's been in the country, he's won one. Klopp hasn't won it. Like, he's won other things, Premier Leagues and Champions League, of course, and we want to be winning them. But Ollie hasn't got over the line with the trophy. Yeah. It's not easy. So I don't like when people just brush things off. If you do that, you clearly got something about you. And I think we've seen some good things from Arsenal at times, but mainly bad. That's what I'm saying. So I think one day, look at David Moyes, right? Everton, he was like a god there. Goes to Man United, doesn't go well. Goes to Sociedad, doesn't go well. Goes to Sunderland, doesn't go well. Goes to West Ham, it goes all right, not great. Comes back to West Ham, 6th place, hits the ground running.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And look at the football they played the other day. So don't kind of rule out a manager or someone off one spell. That's very, short-termist. So yeah.
That's fair. Okay, so
there you
go. James again.
You coming? Oh,
no,
right.
Super Chat he's called James. We have lowered our standards. We went from winning leagues in the early 2000s to being scared of Brentford beating us and buying washed-up players.
Yeah.
Yep. Shaharam says fans need to protest and get our games cancelled. This will devalue the club and force the Conquest to sell. No games, no TV revenue equals Ek buy-in. On that, we'll be at the protest, myself and potentially some other AFTV members this Sunday before the Chelsea game. So that is that. We'll be there. We'll be in full voice. But yeah, we're documenting it as well. And if I'm honest, there's a lot of tickets available for that game. Don't get them. I'm not saying to get them. I'm just saying that is a reason. That's a good positive reason that people aren't looking to go to the game, to watch it, and that will also be affecting the Cronkies pocket. So big up you guys. And then lastly, James with the last super chat again. He's back in. He says we have lowered our same one. We have lowered our standards. We went from competing for the league in the early 2000s to buying washed up players. Willian, and Coutinho. What a difference management makes. Washed up Willian and Coutinho. What a difference. Okay, that is it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, it's been fun.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning in to AFTV News Daily with me, Cecil G, and James B. That is all for today's news. We'll be back again tomorrow. Make sure you check out all the AFTV content. Make sure you hit a like on this video and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace.